to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Now, this session is quite niche because I was working with a client that wanted to be their own boss and to launch their own social media agency. Adam here, and this is all about you feeling confident to do your own thing. And that might not be launching your own company and your own agency. It might be leading a project. It might be starting your own YouTube channel, launching a podcast, writing a book, but it's doing something on your own terms. And a lot of people don't really feel worthy and they don't really feel ready. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you wait until you feel worthy and until you feel ready, that day may never come. The goal here is to feel that you are going to learn as you go and you're going to become ready while you're on the journey rather than waiting to be ready. And there is a great phrase which has become a real deep-seated belief for me, and that is that the journey prepares you for the destination. And what a lot of people do, whether it's starting their own business or doing something on their own, is they have this belief that they need all of the answers and all of the skills and everything before they're going to do that thing. Otherwise, it's too risky. Now, think about this. If you're a parent, did you have all of the skills of parenthood the very moment when your child was born? It's unlikely. What happened is that you became more knowledgeable through experience and sometimes making mistakes. So therefore, the journey prepared you for the destination. I think wealth creation is a lot like that. There is a big difference between people that make millions where they build it and those that make millions by winning a lottery or some kind of big gamble that pays off. The journey prepares you for the destination. If you just get teleported straight to the destination, well, then you don't really have the same level of wisdom, experience, and preparation. Whereas if you have the setbacks, the challenges, the self-doubt, and you overcome them, then that very journey prepares you for the bigger challenges that come. So this is going to be useful if you are on the brink of a big decision or you want to take a bit of a risk, you want to do something on your own terms. You'll get some value from this session. Just ignore any references to being an agency boss and those kind of things, because that was for the client that I was working with. And for you, it's highly likely it's going to be a different thing that you want to do. But I want you to think of what that thing is. And a way of framing it to get you in the right state of mind is if you had all of the resources already, if you had all of the knowledge, all of the skills, what would you do? And whatever the answer to that is probably the thing that you're holding back from doing now. So think about that and then find a quiet, comfortable place, the kind of place where you're probably not going to be disturbed or distracted. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm, relaxation. And as you exhale, feel a sense of release as if tension, worries, or stress are leaving your body in your outward breath. Each breath taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. And this time breathe even deeper and exhale for longer. And notice how Even as the air moves in and out, something deep within is beginning to settle. As if the part of you that's been carrying pressure, frustration, expectation, self-doubt finally gets permission to pause. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a skyscraper, perhaps the Shard in London, and just imagine being on one of those top floors, sitting by a large window, that high panoramic view, looking out across the city, a city full of ideas, opportunities, momentum. And as you stare out, depending on where you focus, if you focus through the window, you see the city. But if you focus on the glass, you see your reflection. But you're seeing a slightly different version of you. Not that version that second guesses. Not that version that feels like an impostor. Not the one that's waited for permission. But the version of you that is just waiting to be who you were always meant to be. The visible one, the knowledgeable one, the credible one, the confident one, the unapologetic one. The version of you that exists when fear shuts up. And as you notice that reflection, you begin to see it not as a fantasy or wishful thinking, but a premonition, a preview. Very soon I will count from 10 to 1. And I want you to imagine finding an elevator there on that top floor. And as I count from 10 to 1, you will imagine descending all the way down to the depths of your subconscious mind. Imagine the elevator opens, you walk inside, and you press all the way down. 10. Down into visibility. 9. Into knowledge. 8. Into credibility. 7. Into confidence. 6. The doubts quiet. 5. The excuses dissolve. 4. The hesitation unplugs. 3. The old version of you steps back. And 2. The future version steps forward. And 1. Drop into the identity where launching your agency feels inevitable. Not possible, but more like it's destiny. It simply will happen. And as the elevator opens, imagine a new room, a minimalist room with a single chair. This is your future. And sitting in that chair is a version of you, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 years from now, who already is running that successful agency. Not trying and not hoping, but already doing it, already visible, already in demand, already respected. That version of you will quite happily record a video and post it to thousands and study them. Study their posture. their breathing, the ease in their voice, that confident certainty in their eyes, the energy of someone who operates from identity, not insecurity. And I want you to start to mimic this future version of you. Hold yourself in a similar posture. Breathe the way they breathe. Mimic their facial expression. Start to feel how you would feel if this was already you. And I want you to see qualities in this future version of you that you already admire in other people. People that overcome limitations, adversity. People thought they were deluded, but they did it anyway. See those qualities in that future version of you. And then ask them, that future version of you, what did you finally believe about yourself that made everything change? And listen, because this is your intuition letting you know what you need to believe now or in the near future. Maybe it's something as simple as to believe that you can, or believe that you will. Believe that you can learn anything you don't know. To believe that every problem is an opportunity, or something else. Listen to that future version of you, because whatever that belief is, act as if you believe it already. The answer that comes is not imagination. It's a message from the part of you that already knows the change that is required as to who you need to be to do what you want to do. And maybe you've heard that already, that belief that is necessary. Or maybe it will come to you in the next few days or weeks, like an epiphany. But when it comes, let it drop into your gut like a weight, a good weight, a stabilizing weight. A nothing can move me weight. And what if this is the moment where self-belief stops being a wish and becomes your baseline behavior? Every entrepreneur is someone that took a risk on themselves. They bet on their future self. They believed in themselves when nobody else would. As you breathe, let these ideas become instructions. Instructions your unconscious follows without friction. You can be visible. You show up because hiding was never protection. It was confinement. And you realize attention is not something to fear. It's oxygen for your impact. You will be knowledgeable because you can learn. You carry the understanding that you've earned. You speak from lived experience, not theory. And your mind surfaces the right ideas at the right moment, naturally. You are credible. You embody authority. You talk like someone who has solved real problems because you have. You're not in the ivory tower. You're on the front line. You're already doing it. People trust you because you trust you. You are confident. not loud, not arrogant, but solid, centered, unshakable. You take action because action is who you are now. And allow these traits to fuse together like strands of steel, becoming a singular identity. The founder with unshakable self-belief. Now imagine placing this new identity at the beginning of a new timeline from where you are now over the next few months and years. And you can place this at a big decision you make, the next message you write, a piece of content you create, that time of visibility, the very next or first pitch. And when you put this identity in your future, notice how everything changes. This version of you will go to work not as an employee, but as reconnaissance, getting inspiration and ideas from everywhere. This version of you, when you record a video, wants to be on camera, wants to share your knowledge. And when you outreach to someone, maybe on LinkedIn or something else, you have this optimism that they will want to hear from you. Notice how the entire future shifts. Procrastination collapses, hesitation dissolves, inconsistency disappears. Because when belief is solid, behavior becomes inevitable. Imagine yourself maybe 3 or 4 months from now, maybe your first client, a really successful campaign, packages that people are actually considering. Maybe it's a new shop, a new campaign actually generating real revenue, real customers, opportunities generated, presence building, authority growing. Feel how it would feel to see that version of you, not years from now, but months from now. This was never about potential. It was about permission. And you were waiting for someone else to give it to you. And now you know. You get to give it to yourself. You don't need permission from anyone else but you to move forward. And everything you do, you will either win or you will learn. And that itself moves you forward even more. When you wake up tomorrow, just imagine it's this founder with unshakable self-belief that awakens. Don't be surprised if you look a little different when you look at your reflection in the mirror. Your tonality changes subtly. More authority, confidence, certainty in your voice. And allow that seed of an idea to be planted, and it will take root even when you sleep. But it's time to awaken now. And you will awaken feeling more confidence, more credible, with more unshakable self-belief. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.